There is something I also need to inform you that the PS is on her way coming, and at some point, we shall stop our discussions or activities. During her opening remarks, we'll be streaming her opening remarks live to to 6 different venues. So they'll be depending on us because we are the ones privileged to have the PS with us. So at that time, ukionekana kwenye runinga usishtuke. We just need to inform you so that it doesn't come as a surprise. There is also a CDU form, a CB delivery unit form, attendance form that will be given out to be signed as we start the workshop. Please fill in your details as accurately as possible. Now, having said that, I want us to check our programs, even as you summarize or wind up on filling the form. As CDU, we have learning outcomes. We don't have objectives for this workshop. See, in CBET, we want competence and outcomes, ndio? Objectives zilikuwa kwa ile curriculum nyingine. Those are the small things you are here to learn. So for us, for this workshop, as they finalize to test the link, I'll be able to project. But for now, at least per table we have this. We are anticipating that by the end of the workshop, all participants here will be able to, when you go back in terms of CBET, modular CBET, to be able to have a timely course completion, especially for our trainees, because you are the key people who normally ensure that the 3 months or the 12 weeks count. Again, we expect that one of the learning outcomes is that once you leave this place, you'll be able to come up with CBET compliant annual and modular training plans. You might be having an annual plan or a training plan for each term or each module. Something that was also discovered, though I'm not allowed to preempt what the director will be talking about, the gaps during the monitoring report. One of the issues is what these QIs are going through when you look for implementation. I've gained a skill or two on how to properly document our processes, be it formative or summative or other areas. We learned that you normally have a lot of information, but the issue is what? Proper documentation, whether it is physical or digital. Then we want to have a discussion whereby, as a DPAA or a registrar, when you go back, you'll be able to have efficiency and effective training modular programs. When it comes to resource utilization, when it comes to resources include the physical resources, because I know some of the questions will be, we used to have a lot of classrooms. Now we need more workshops. So what do we do? Those questions are the ones we want to discuss, so that we can have a way forward on how we can be able to have efficiency and effectiveness in modular training. Then we are also going to look at how do we deliver quality modular CBA. I'm glad you have asked many questions towards TVET, CDAC. And I'm happy that we'll be here to work with you so that we can find answers. Then issues to do with requisition. How can timeliness, despite of some external factors that are like government capitation, which are our boss who will be here may be able to address. Then how do we adopt industry standards in our training? At least by the end of this workshop, we anticipate that one of the things that will come out, you will have an approach on how we can be able to adopt industry standards in our assessment. And second last, the elephant in the room is always integrity. Even in the just concluded CDAC assessments, we saw many things. We were going around. And I think if we can fix number 8, we shall fix the whole country. If we fix number 8, we fix the whole country. Then lastly, registrars have a big problem called marketing. But it is the whole team. How do you market your institution in such a manner that it will attract more people to MAASAI or East or Kajong compared to your competitors, given that you're working in the same space? And so all in all, they look like expectations. The main learning outcome is that at the end of this workshop, all participants should be in a position to deliver modular curriculum the CBET way. Hello? Ukisahau kila kitu, kumbuka tu hiyo mo? Ukisahau kila kitu, kumbuka hiyo mo? Now, having said that, allow me to switch screens so that I can be able to share the first presentation on course scheduling, modular course schedules, and how to align timetables with course schedules. But even before I project, now, I want to ask that take your pen. Tafadhali chukua kalamu yako. Then write down 3 things that you know about course schedules. 3 things that you know about course schedules or training schedules. Three things that you know about course schedules. Write down 2 things, just 2 things only, that you like to learn about course schedules. I would like to learn, number 1, hivi, number 2, hivi, about course schedules. What you know and what you want to learn. 2 minutes. I'm sure we are winding up with the two things that you like to learn. What you know, umemaliza. Then I'll request timekeeper akuwe na timer. Tukisema 2 minutes, anaanza kutuhesabia. Ikiisha you devise your mechanism, whether to ring a bell or to raise a paper, you are the one to tell us. Sindio? Now, there is a friend or an enemy across you. Hebu mpatie kitabu chako. A friend or an enemy or just a colleague you met after many years. Mpatie kitabu chako, usiogope. Ama mpatie kompyuta yako, if you are a digital person, unasema you are saving. Please, not the person to your right or your left, the person who you are facing across. Across. Kama hakuna across, I will allow diagonally kidogo. Just hand over your book. Where was our mic? Our mic, the second mic. The second mic ilikuwa mahali ama imekufa. Anyway, we can still continue. There is somebody at the very corner. Utasoma venye ameandika. Don't worry. Don't even tell us the name. Ayuko tayari. Amekupea kitabu ama bado unaandika yako? Aya, please read for us.
So what do they know? What the person knows? Allocating time according to the normal hours. Allocating time according to notional hours and planning whole course with time accordingly.
Those are what that person knows. What they would like to learn?
How do I effectively schedule courses? And how do I incorporate dual training into modular schedules?
How to incorporate dual training? We want to go extreme end, and I need someone to assist me. Rapotua wetu alienda wapi? Utakuwa unasoma alafu unasaidia pia. But we can get a person to help. Just pass the microphone. This is the table of men. Men and men only. Hii ndio kamati tulikuwa tunataka kuvunja. Tutavunja tu baadaye. What the person, 3 things that they know and 3 things they would like to learn.
Okay, to presentation of, guidelines on presentation of the course. Effective delivery of notional hours. What you want to learn is how to prepare the scheduling. And number 2 is how to execute.
How to execute the schedule. Then the last group, at least front benchers pia wapate kusema chao. A team here. Madam, tafadhali tusomee chenye jirani amekupea. You are still writing yours.
For training schedules, the 3 things are it's arranged the termly, and it has a specific time allocation, and it covers at least 1 core unit.
Thank you. So we are sure at least you know something, you would like to learn something, and then we are going to learn. So for this bit, at least we want you to be able to demonstrate, or we want to be able to demonstrate why modular courses are scheduled and why it is important, develop a course schedule using an OISAND curricula. Kuna mtu alisema anataka kujua jinsi ya kudevelop, si ndio? And how to, somebody said they want to know how to execute, si ndio? So I think we are speaking the same language, how to apply the course schedules to other planning documents in CBET delivery. So in essence, we have flipped a bit, but there is this question. that in case you are not able to see, please let me know. It's too small. What about now? But nataka kuwasihi not to worry about the slides, because I'll share, or we will share. I want us to have a very candid discussion. The slides will never run away. Hizo zitabaki. What is important is for you to carry something and go back with to your institution. So what is a modularized curriculum or curriculum? Essentially, when you talk about modularized curriculum, is simply reorganizing the curricula so that we can have standalone, practically implementable skills, or tasks, without having to depend, like what we are using in Psych 1 and Psych 2, that somebody comes, does a whole term for basic and common, or even basics, goes again and does common, then in term 3 is when they meet their first core unit. So when you talked about modularized curricula, we are simply saying that we are simply reorganizing what TVET SIDAC gave us. Hatukuharibu kitu yote ya SIDAC, and when you say hatuku, inamaanisha ni nyinyi, si ndio? Because the good thing is that this curricula was modularized by trainers. So we are key stakeholders. So when you talk about modularized curricula, there are a few things that probably we need to understand. That one is just to reorganize the curricula so that we can have standalone, certifiable what? Skills. Whether it is full qualification, partial, and micro credentials. Secondly, we are simply saying that for modularized curricula, we are combining units in one package, and then we call it a module. Some of the questions, we will be answering them. Let us be very clear. A module is not certifiable. We only certify a unit of competency, or a level, or part. Part means it will be an element or a learning outcome. So usiambie mwanafunzi kwamba atapata certificate ya module. SIDAC are here and they'll tell us why. It is just a way of delivering, to reorganize the units so that we can be able to deliver them effectively. So takeaway point is that a module is not what? Certifiable, but a nice way to make sure that we can deliver the curriculum in a very organized manner. We are also saying that each module can stand on its own. Unlike in the Psych 1 and Psych 2, whereby others depended on, and that question was raised in the morning, I think. Remember the common and the basic and something? We are solving that problem. That lazima ufunze hii common kuanzia term 1 ukingojea somewhere in term 3. So modular structure simply does away with a program depending, or rather a unit depending on another, except in very unique areas, where in the OS it is just one unit, but it has been repackaged. Like I think the engineering mathematics people, you will find engineering mathematics 1, 2, and something. But if you go to the OS, utapata ni moja. Then lastly, we are also saying that you can transfer credit. So again, we are starting to answer the questions on how do we modularize? How do we modularize or on board? Now, we are simply saying that course schedules, others like to call them training schedules, are not anything new. These are smart way of helping all institutions to be able to plan, implement the curricula within the specified period. Why did we have these things called course schedules? Technically, at some point in Psycho 1 and Psycho 2, we realized that Kajiado East could be handling, let me use the example of ICT, that's where I come from. Perform computer networking in term 1. When you come to MAASAI, the same term 1, it is manage computer databases. Then TVET CDAC is told, please prepare the tools. Assessment tools. Of course, CBET is very flexible, but then again, there are those issues of efficiency and effectiveness. How do you administer thousands of different units? Inakuwa ngumu kidogo, si ndio? So that to bring some sanity, we sought feedback from you people. And you said, plus trainees. Wakati wa mtihani, hata some tools we forget to register because there are just too many. Those were some of your responses, si ndio? Registrar ako hapa. Na assessment center officer. Any assessment center officer? How was it registering trainees under Psycho 2 or Psycho 1? Before becoming a national poly, how was it? The question is not how is. You didn't have. Oh, you never registered under CDAC. Oh, from September 2023? Yeah. Psycho 1 and 2.
Thank you. My name is Amashi. For TVET CDAC registration, cycle 1 and 2, we were uploading the previous information, KCSE. We are uploading the KCSE resource slip, the ID, and the county on the portal. Yes, and then we choose the course, then the cycle, then the level. Yes. The process, yes. It was not difficult because basically the system, the only problem was to edit. Maybe when you make a mistake to change, it was suppose you need to call the center. We were not able to do amendments from our end. Yes.
You have something to say? Yeah, said it. So what we are simply saying, institutions were given a mandate to choose for the trainees, sendio? But now it was chaos on their side. Only CIDA can tell us what they experienced. They'll receive so many different courses or units to be assessed. So that is why we have, as a department, we now have a planning tool that can help us as a country to move in a coordinated manner. Reason being, when we have module 1 in MAASAI, be it in, let us say, electrical installation technology, whether it is this term or next term or whichever term, the same units will be done in a different institution. They'll not be having a choice of choosing so many different things, except in this period of transition. I'm preempting some things. We are in the transition period. So we don't body, CDAC will pronounce themselves, but they'll allow some other people to register. But once we have stabilized, we realize that CDAC now will have, it will be much easier for CDAC to prepare even assessment tools. Then, something important to note is that we were able to do some monitoring, and some of the gaps that were identified, although this will come out clearly in the next presentation by Dr. Isalambo, is that technically 44% of the institutions had course schedules missing or completely unavailable. That gives us fast activity. Please, using your internet or the internet that you have, access a link where you have the course schedules from whichever site that you know of. This task is specifically for DP Academics Affairs. Tunaomba mu-access. Na kama haujui, uliza jirani. How can you access the nationally published course schedules? Anyone who can tell us? Nataka DP wa... There was Limuru. Limuru ilikuwa wapi? The DP Academics Limuru? Na usiogope na usiaibike. Tulisema majibu yote ni sawa. Yuko wapi? Thank you. You can tell us where and how we can access the course schedules.
From the CDAC portal.
I'll give her a chance to demonstrate. Amesema CDAC portal. Wangapi wanajua? Sema hapana. These are the findings. I will also sample another one. Inaitwa Kajiado West. Kajiado West. DP Kajiado West. Ayabas. Any member from Kajiado West? Okolea Jahazi. We are still also sampling, eh? Kajiado West, where are we? Tutakuwa tunapeana faini msipojitokeza. Kajiado East, jirani. It is here. Acha tuone na macho na tutawaambia kama amepata. We want to see whether you know where and how to access the national course schedules. As a DP or as a registrar, when a trainer or a HOD runs to your office or as a HOD, anakuuliza hizi course schedules madamu ziko wapi ama saa ziko wapi, utamwambia nini? Nataka tu kuona kama ume-access. That is all. Now, please access and show your neighbor. Na kama mjui pia tuseme tuone how to go about it.
I can't answer you fully, but I can answer you partly. Kuna link nilipata mahali yenye ukiingia unapata hizo schedules hizi hapa, lakini sijui hiyo link nilitoa wapi.
Very good, very good. Sasa yeye alipata link. You are in charge of external exams. Which institution? Karen, TTI. Yeye alipata link, lakini haizi akasema ilitoka wa? Nani atatuambia hiyo link ilitoka wapi? These are the questions you have to address by the time we leave this workshop. Sir, have you ever seen such? No. I repeat, the link where amesema yeye alipata link, DP Limuru ametuambia you can find it on the CDAC portal or website, sorry, the link where you can access the national course schedules. No. Thank you. I'm doing the last. Sasa mtu akae tayari. Next time we'll come with a snowball. Tukitupa consider it as what? Not knowing, isn't it? But knowing, isn't it? But much better. It could be even more confusing. So unaweza create more mess. So we can say that actually it is flipped. 3 out of 4 hawajui mahali pa kupata nini? Link. Please take a minute. Breathe in. Breathe in as relax. Tulisema tujakuja vita. A trainer has come to consult you on where to get the course schedules. What will you tell them?
But maybe they can refer in the CDAC portal. Yes.
That is enough food for thought. Eh? So, for the 56% that know where the link is, some of them had received, but they had not approved for circulation. Eh? That is why our external registrar in charge of external assessments is telling us, mimi nilipata link lakini sijui ilitoka wa. Now, as a DP, how do you ensure that you properly release documents for circulation? We are addressing matters and how to have the stopgap measures. Nataka DP moja atuambie procedure yao. Wakipata barua kutoka kwa PS, inasema do 1, 2, 3. How do you circulate the information there in that letter? Madam, are you a DP? You are a deputy principal, sindio? Leo nataka kupea kazi. You are a HOD. HOD is a potential deputy academic affairs. Tueleze. Document ikikuja kutoka kwa PS. That link came from the PS's office, by the way, with a letter. Circulate aje?
To try because I've not done it before. I'm very new. But I believe that if it has to come from up, I have to follow the protocol within the institution through the HODs to the trainers, from the principal to the deputy principal, and to the HODs, then to the trainers.
Something. These are snowball. Inakurukia tu. What will you do?
Since I don't know the source of the link, I cannot. It will appear as if it is a rumor. Once I know the source, then follow the procedure.
Thank you very much. Tupigie hawa watu wote makofi. You have TVET CDAC. Wacha niulize TVET CDAC kama hawa watu wamesema ukweli. Wako hapa leo. Have you provided that link?
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, there was a link we provided via a letter to institutions where you are supposed to find the modularized curricula. So under there, you will see there is the green curricula, and then there is the course schedules. So they are there. It's the same link. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So whoever said ilikuwa kwa CDAC, amepa? Haya makofi moja kwake. Now at least we have one authentic source. Eh? Ametufanyia CBET ya ukweli. There is a trainer who is just asking for those schedules. Eh? Sasa huyu HOD hapa ameenda kwa website ya CDAC, akapeana tu link. Ameforward your link or share the link. But there is something that the two of them said. I will have to follow protocol. I will have to ascertain whether the link is genuine or not. True. Number one, let us just make some clarifications. That one, it is true that first of all, at the start of the term, a link was shared. And initially, it was not on the website of TVET CDAC. The letter came from the PSS office. And if you read the contents of that letter as a DP academics, I'm sure you had a copy of the letter, which you can also display. Ilisema kwamba the link will be shared via the principal's what? Forum. Anyone has ever seen that? Hello? For once, our officers are looking surprised. Bwana Kamau. Ni kama kuna shida ya communication mahali, si ndio? So how do we streamline it? Just allow me to maybe display that later and watch the contents. Ever seen such a letter? Dated the 12th of May. Ever seen it? And it circulated two things. The first one was the national guidelines, and the second one was what? The training schedules. So what TVET SIDAC did is that, being a QAB, it took the schedules and posted them on their website. But the link that was shared was to come from the principals, ikufikia madam, iteremke hivyo. But we are also aware that nowadays we cannot be able to follow all the protocols because of liberalization of communication. Sindio? Like he received a link from nowhere. But we are only requesting that now we do what? We regularize. Sindio? Who can tell us how to regularize that link? Nani atatusaidia kuregularize hiyo link? How do we regularize? A trainer in Department X ameipata from a friend somewhere else. Ameshare, imesamba. It could be the right link or the wrong link. How do we regularize? Anyone?
Maybe I can give a description of what we do at Kasarani. Once we get a link and we are not sure, we make sure that it is attached to maybe a memo or a letter from the principal. And then if any trainer requires a course schedule or a curriculum, we make sure that whatever we have received, we use our institutional stamping so that we regularize what is to be used. Thank you. Yes. We do it online. Yes.
Kuna Machakos MTIB. Wako wapi? Wait, we are exchanging experiences. How do you do it, sir, at Machakos? Link imeshafika. Hata wewe kama deputy ujui ilifika saa ngapi?
All protocols observed. Once we receive the link, it is forwarded through the official email. Then it is received. Once received, it is confirmed. Then we write a memo to the respective department for implementation. But it has to be received in the official mail first.
Thank you. Now, we have to accept one thing. If I look at the demographics here, most of us are millennials and a few Gen Zs. Indio? These people, they care. As an administrator, you have to put in strategies. Amesema, yeye watajua imefika, but they'll still issue a what? Is the same thing happening at Machakos, technically? Sindio? But at least at any given time, as a deputy principal, ukiulizwa wapi link yenye letwa, can we find it in your office? Can you be able to authenticate that you are the one who shared? Why are we discussing these things? Because the DPR in charge of affairs is essentially the person in charge of curriculum implementation. So wakati tunapata link iko lakini hatujui ilitoka wapi, we consider it as the link not even exist. Hello? Ama tutakuwa tumekosea? Iko lakini haijulikani ilitoka wapi? So the way forward is that as we move away from this workshop or this session, as a DP, as a registrar, as a HOD, please, if you are implementing a TVET CEDAC curriculum, kindly get to access so that you can be able to advise your team properly. Because this is the season for doing all that. Now, essentially, when we get that, I'll skip all these things. Nataka twende kwa sample, alafu to discuss hizi vitu zote.
My name is Pontive. I have a question concerning what you've just been sharing on the course schedules. You will find that if you look carefully on the course schedules, we have those units or those courses that are not captured there. For example, mechanical production technology. We don't have any course schedule on that very given course, and it's very vital. So I don't know what, is it CEDAC that preparing them? What do they think about other courses? Another question is, it's true that you might not be able to validate where the link came from, but most of these links, when you open them, you are able to see the owner. Also, you can also do justice to other probably people. Yes, I know they might have accessed them through a friend, but if you click that link, it will tell you the owner exactly is from TVET CEDAC. So that's also one way of validating if this is a true link that came from TVET CEDAC or not.
I hope the questions have been noted. You will allow us to, and then answer. Sindio? We will pick all, and preferably the questions, note them down, and the concerns, so that we can have a seamless presentation and then we discuss all the matters. But it is well agreed that we have to verify something. There's something I want to make a correction on contact hours. It's a discussion, eh? Contact hours. Madam Baraza, she has stepped out. Eh? Or most of us are curriculum experts. We have done a lot of research.